Hello everyone, this is the daily devotional video for January 25th, 2018, and our passage for today is in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19, verses 8 through 18. So he got up and ate and drank. Strengthened by that food, he traveled 40 days and 40 nights until he reached Horeb, the mountain of God. There he went into a cave and spent the night. And the word of the Lord came to him. "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He replied, "I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, broken down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too." The Lord said, "Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. Then a voice said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He replied, "I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, broken down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they're trying to kill me too." The Lord said to him, "Go back the way you came, and go to the desert of Damascus. When you get there, anoint Hazael king over Aram. Also anoint Jehu, son of Nimshi, king over Israel. And anoint Elisha, son of Shaphat, from Abel Meholah, to succeed you as prophet. Jehu will put to death any who escape the sword of Hazael, and Elisha will put to death any who escape the sword of Jehu. Yet I reserved 7,000 in Israel, all whose knees have not bowed down to Baal, and all whose mouths have not kissed him." The title for today's devotional is Hindrances to Hearing. Have you ever put a seashell to your ear? The common belief is that if you do so, and if you stay perfectly still and quiet, then you can hear the sound of the ocean inside the shell. It seems unlikely, yet when we try it, we always seem to hear something, don't we? There are many things in life that we simply cannot hear until we become quiet and focus our hearing intently. When we concentrate on a shell, we hear the ocean. But what can we expect if we turn our attention to God? In today's passage, we see Elijah in desperate need of a word from the Lord. First, a mighty wind blows to the mountains where he's resting, but God is not in the wind. Then an earthquake shakes the very ground, but God isn't in the earthquake either. Finally, a brilliant, consuming fire appears, but Elijah knows this is also not God. Then, after the dramatic occurrence of these three mighty forces, all of which could have been a fine representation of God's power, The Lord approaches in a gentle breeze, and Elijah recognizes him immediately. God does not always speak to us in the way we expect. It is possible to expend so much energy searching for him in the powerful, distracting noise of life that we can overlook his most intense call, which often comes through silence. What might God be whispering to you today? Calm your mind and become quiet before him. He may just shock your senses with his compelling, small voice. Wow, that's powerful. I love you guys so much. Have a blessed day and hope to see you back here again tomorrow.